Hi guys, we're going to talk about data collection tables. This is a general data collection table, and we're going to use this one for our chewing gum experiment. In a data collection table, you always have the same title. The title's at the top right here, the effect of IV on DV, and you're actually going to fill in your independent variable and your dependent variable to make it a title for your actual experiment. Data collection tables are pretty easy because they're just T-charts. Maybe you've done a T-chart before in math, like maybe in elementary school you did a T-chart. And if you did a T-chart before, you know that your X goes on the left-hand side of your table and your Y goes on the right-hand side of your table. So we're going to label the left-hand side of the table with our independent variable, the X. And then our dependent variable, the Y, is going to be labeled on the right-hand side of the table. So for your independent variable, we've thought of that as the cause, and your dependent variable in an experiment, we think of that as the effect. We're going to describe your independent variable. Like, let's say that our independent variable is the flavor of gum. Then you're going to list your different flavors on the left-hand column under flavor of gum. Like maybe your control group, like what you normally chew, is mint. And then your experimental groups are the different flavors like fruity, fruity, and bubble gum flavor. I don't know. So those are the different flavors of gum. That's your X, your independent variable. Your dependent variable is what you're going to measure. Like maybe you're measuring the amount of time that the flavor lasts. And you need units for dependent variables all the time. So my units for the amount of time the flavor lasts will be minutes. So for the mint bubblegum, our control group, when you time how long the flavor lasts, be sure to do it 3 times. Like let's say the first time the flavor lasts 120 minutes. The second time it lasts 119 minutes. And then the last time the flavor lasts 135 minutes. You'd record those as trial 1, 2, and 3 in your data table. For the fruity gum, say it lasts 68 minutes for the first trial, 70 minutes for the second trial, and 55 minutes for the third trial. And then the bubble gum, those never last that long. Let's go like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and let's say the last trial that you try bubble gum only lasts 10 minutes. So on the right-hand column, where you're recording your dependent variable, you record data for each try or trial that you do for each different flavor. We'll worry about calculating the averages in a different lesson, but right now we're just learning to use the data table. I forgot the most important part of the data table. The most important part of the data table is titling it. Just like you have a name and that's important, the data table needs a name. So it's the effect of IV on DV. So the effect of the flavor of gum on the amount of time that the flavor lasts for this example experiment. So I've got my title, I've got my left-hand column with the independent variable, and I've got my right-hand column with the dependent variable. So that's my data table. You might be peeking down at the bottom and seeing we're getting graphs ready to go. Don't worry about that just yet. Just focus on this part, which is our data collection table.